It's Scald. Of course it's Scald. What else would it be? Of course it's Scald. It moves. It's Scald. I don't want to hear any of you people saying, oh, knockup is best. It does 1,000,000 damage. It removes your item. People say that are stupid. Except for me. Go watch that video. Sorry if I get worked up about this, but for those that don't know, it's something of a heated debate in the Pokemon community. So get mad. Pick your line in the sand, because this is a debate as old as time itself. Or Gen 6. But anyways, what is the best attacking move in Pokemon? Look, we all know Stealth Rock is the best plain old move in the game. I don't want to hear about any Z moves, or any G Ultra Gigamax move, or any of your newfangled signature Moongeist Death Beams. And in fact, I don't even want to hear any talk about U-Turn. That move is bonkers, but it's like Baton Pass with a small hit attached to it. It's like a extra sharp Dorito attached to a bungee cord. I consider that move more of a utility move. I'm just talking about regular, my guy hits your guy, plain old attacking moves. I already did a move on Knockoff. It's crazy. It strips your items, hits hard, nothing resists it. But Scald? Scald will rob you blind and leave before you can so much as light a cigarette. This move is just a plain old water move with 70 base power, but has a 30% chance to burn you after it hits. For physical attackers, this is crippling because it halves your attack for the rest of the match. It can just ruin the offensive core of your team. Burn is a really good status, and there's a reason why that Will-O-Wisp has so low accuracy. It can only be learned by fire and ghost types. This leads to a lot of players making really bad plays and fishing for it at every opportunity because the payoff is so great if they get lucky. And trust me, that's not just low-level players either. In this SPL game last week with Vilusa versus Insult, Vilusa gets a couple bulk ups going with his Taunt Corviknight, which has a great matchup versus Insult, and it's set to sweep or at least do enough damage to, seal the game away. However, the last second, Insult gets his Toxapex in and gets a burn with Scald. As a result, the Corviknight fails to kill Insult's Clefable, and 245 long turns later, Insult wins the game. Now, I'm not going to pretend for 1 second that Insult won through luck, or that they made a bad play fishing for that Scald. No, they already got unlucky to begin with when their Will-O-Wisp missed, and it was the only play to be made to salvage the game. No beef there. But it just goes to show how impactful this move is at every stage of the game. And you know what, I'll admit it, Scald isn't 2-hit KOing a lot of Ferrothorns like Knockoff is. You know what it is doing? It's making Quagsire, this dumb idiot, with 65 special attack, someone I don't want any of my Pokemon to switch into for some reason. Whether it's actually better or worse, I think the reason people, including myself, get so worked up about Scald is the 30% chance likelihood. Knockoff's utility removing items is insane, but at least it's a certainty, It's not like I flip a coin deciding whether or not I keep my life orb. If my opponent is packing in a knockoff, that's something I can plan and understand and game plan around. But the ambiguity of that 30% is what makes it so frustrating. I've had games where I get burned first try every time, and games where I go through all 24 of the moves PP without burning a stalling Corviknight once. As a result, I normally just have to assume my Pokemon will get burned every time they get hit by it. And it's kind of messed up because normally, fire types can switch into this kind of move without worry. After all, a fire type can't be burned. It's a water type move, so they can't even flex the single good defensive aspect of their typing. After all, 70 base power water moves are nothing to sneeze at. Just look at Keldeo. Normally that thing would be running Surf or Hydro Pump instead, which are great moves, no question. But Scald lets Keldeo smoke the fire types, and then it's got the burn sitting in the back for everyone else. But in reality, the offensive Pokemon like Keldeo aren't the problem. It's the tanks that get Scald that really chat my ass. See, normally tanky support type Pokemon have a lot of moves to choose from. You got your recovery moves, your phasing moves, your anti-sweep moves, your protect, you've got your hazards, maybe you want a wish pass, and hey, Taunt Show would be useful, hazard removal, whatever. On top of all that, you usually want a status move, so you can cripple all these big offensive mons, and you probably want an attack, so enemies can't just set up a substitute for free on you. In my perfect world, you have to choose between these two, or get rid of something else. But, Big Bad Scald comes around, and now we don't have to choose? This is a move that attacks and gives status? Well, sometimes. You see, it just kind of changes a number of the fundamental checks and balances that exist in the game. Normally, I wouldn't hesitate to switch my Haxorus into a Lantern. What's it going to do? Shine a bright light Pupus thing at me? I resist both of its offensive typings, and my guy can even shrug off an Ice Beam. But Scald, shit, hold on, that is a different can of worms. The last thing I want on my team is a burned Haxorus. Why do you think I'm keeping this guy around? The dragon with the axe on its head, as if that wasn't subtle enough? I want him to hit things, and hit things very, very hard. It's burned, then all of a sudden it's got less attack than that dumb Quagsire I mentioned earlier. Useless. And back in Black and White, this thing was even worse. Here I am. I'm approaching the end of a Black and White game, and I get my Scarf Tear across him. Oh, this is perfect. I think the enemy's team is low health. Everyone's gonna get 2-bit KO by close combat. Throwing a hair across his amazing Mox ability. We can get some steam going, and I think I'm due for a sweep. But nope, my dumbass switches into a Gastrodon Scald. They can eat it up easily. Nope, burns me. Now my setup sweeper is a useless, and oh, by the way, burned to 12% every turn in Generation 5 and 6. And there's Sand Up, so if you could just hold that damage for me. Oh, and I'm sorry, you dumb idiot. Did you want to attack me? Well, no, I'm going to switch into my Rocky Helmet Ferrothorn. Now your health is gone. Awesome. So great. My point is that chip damage is nothing to sneeze at either. Even in the newer generations where it only does 6%, hell, that adds up quick. Even if it's on some completely inconsequential target like Hatterene, well, that 6% pretty much negates its leftovers. It's no toxic, but any chip damage is useful. So yeah, call me crazy, I'm Team Skull in this debate. I like my physical attackers, I like keeping my voice healthy. Getting my Terrakions Choice Scarf knocked off sucks. But at the end of the day, it's still a big, bad, scary mon with 129 base attack, 108 base speed. It's putting in work no matter what. You know what isn't putting in work? My Burn Terrakion with base 65 attack, taking 6% chip every turn. And I know there's more to the game than just physical attackers. There's special attackers, there's walls, there's utility mons, etc. But when we're talking about low risk, high reward moves in Pokemon, this has got to be the top of the list. Team Scald.